Archaeology and the theoretical concept of material culture. Material culture as a theoretical concept is a young discipline which has advanced rapidly over the last 3 decades. Early archaeological studies of the late 19th and early 20th centuries narrowly focused on documenting and categorizing material expressions of diverse human cultures. Museums displayed objects by demonstrating the development of cultural evolution, with material being used as a way of gauging the degree of technical and social sophistication of a given group, primarily placing Western cultural artifacts as the superior. Intellectual thought concerning material culture was applied, however, by Karl Marx, who viewed contemporary objects of consumption as the embodiment of exploitive capitalist power. For Marx, one of the principal characteristics of being human was to fashion an objective world, stating in 1888 that man reproduces himself not only intellectually in his consciousness, but actively and actually, and he can therefore contemplate himself in a world he himself has created. For many years, research into material culture, although an important part of historical archaeology, had considered objects as unambiguously fixed from the moment of manufacture. Archaeologists mainly focus their attention on a site's inhabitants, studying the discarded possessions of those who lived there. Material culture was reduced to artifact counts when whole sites were lumped into single assemblages as part of quantification. It was not until the 1960s and 70s, during the formation of new archaeology, that the Marxist-inspired approach to material culture achieved gradual recognition in the academic world. A key thinker was Arjun Appadurai, who argued that commodities, as they move through trade and exchange, had lives of their own. In 1986 he published The Social Life of Things, wherein he stated, even though from a theoretical point of view human actors encode things with significance, from a methodological point of view it is the things in motion that illuminate their social and human context. Another advocate was Daniel Miller, who was critical of the remarkable academic neglect of the specific nature of the material artifact produced in society. In 1987, Miller published Material Culture and Mass Consumption, which focused on the relationship between society and material culture and the structure, text, power and ideology within, studying clothes worn, houses built and rubbish deposited. The publication deals primarily with abstract and philosophical dimensions of objects as material culture. Miller's principal accomplishment was to show how material culture studies could be applied to studies of contemporary consumption, using concepts from the disciplines of anthropology, philosophy and sociology. In the late 1990s and 2000s, Miller was part of the Material Culture Group, set up at University College London. This was at the forefront of material culture studies, with a cohort consisting of Barbara Bender, Victor Buchley, Suzanne Kuckler, Christopher Pinney, Michael Rowlands, Nicholas Saunders and Christopher Tilley. In 2002, the group published The Material Culture Reader, stressing that material culture has never really been a discipline, but is effectively an intervention between and within disciplines, translating from one realm to another, past and present. Studies at University College London have produced the contemporary approaches to material culture, showing that objects are far from unambiguous, but rather they are promiscuous. The material culture discipline advocates that objects matter. They are important because objects are involved in social representation or symbolisation, and are recognised as containing important meanings of social action. Objects have their own biography, changing use and meaning over time as they interact, or are interacted with by people, cultures and different societies. Agency can be drawn from an object, power can be embodied within it, and an object may empower a person or society. The discipline also considers people as objects, as they identify themselves within society through the clothes they wear, the body modifications they choose such as tattooing and piercing, the styling of hair, or even the disfigurement through trauma obtained during life. Landscapes are objects too, as they are perceived, changed and interacted with people. Societies contest landscapes over religion and political ideals, and cultures identify themselves and others with them. Objects are the medium through which people act, understand and relate to each other. Thank you for watching this video on material culture. Please subscribe for future videos on archaeological topics.